The Fall Classic begins here. We'll see the Miami Marlins as they play against the New York Yankees. It's the MLB on 2K Sports.
Game one, the Fall Classic ready to kick off. With Steve Phillips and John Kruk. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. He is one of the game's brightest young stars. He burst on the scene. Will he burst on the scene on the mound today? We're going to watch Steven Strasburg. A great night for being a Yankee fan or to watch the Yankees play right here at Yankee Stadium. The starting pitcher, everybody wanted him. Today we get to watch him, CC Sabathia. And Steve, what's he got in his mind as he goes up against Miami?
Oh, we got a lefty on the mound in this one. Some of the best stuff in the league among the elite left-handers in the game. Against a lineup that can certainly put runs up on the board, but you have to believe if the lefty can get the job done, he should put some zeros up.
Here's the offense for Bud Black. So who are you looking at, John?
Well, he can get lost in the shuffle of the team that he's on, but day in and day out, Ike Davis produces. A big guy, he's going to be a huge power guy once he learns the pitchers in the league.
Botker settles in, and when you look at the Yankees, Steve, what do you think about these guys in this game?
Well, I have to go back to July for the reason why this game is here tonight. Their league won the All-Star game, and here's the reward. Home field advantage in the World Series.
And Steve, that All-Star game advantage built in to make the All-Star game meaningful, probably even more meaningful now when you get to this World Series.
Now you can tell just by this crowd how meaningful it is to get that extra game at home.
Swing and a miss on the breaker, one down.
I just don't think you can make it any easier than that.
3 pitches, up, down. See you later. He's already back at the bench. Now, here to look at the quality strikes this pitcher's been throwing here today. Boy, he has thrown a ton of them. Ball lifted high in the air, deep down the line in right, and gone. A home run, and the shutout is finally broken.
Well, the shutout broken up right there, but I tell you what, no shame in the performance he's given in this one. He's been outstanding. Gary, the Marlins coming up huge right there, tying this thing up. Now they're in a position to take the lead with a clutch hit.
Sabathia with the windup. It's 0-1 as he swings and misses at that fastball. Steve, what are the numbers for him on the mound today?
How's he doing it? Well, he's doing it with that movement, location, velocity.
That one's drilled to short. Oh, and he dropped it. And the side's retired. Andrus catching it. They're off. On board, Gary Thorne, Steve Phillips. John Kruk. As we bring you Major League Baseball here. And the runner on third. Go-ahead run here. So here's a chance to do some damage.
He's got to find a way to play to run no matter what.
This changes the whole complexion of the game if he can get a base hit. Suzuki's the runner at first base. Davis on at second. Smacked that one. Long fly ball, but it's a foul to the left. There's a swing and a liner towards the gap in left field. Out number 2. And that keeps the runners at first and second. And there's 2, a double play.
Well, big postseason victory right here.
Always like to recognize the player of the game, and we've got what an outstanding affair.
Gary, as a ball club, you really want to come out and dictate the tempo.
Game 2.
Welcome to this special postseason 2K Sports broadcast. Gary Thorne, John Krug, and Steve Phillips, and this is the offense for Bud Black. And the scrimmage in the batter's box. Steve, these teams get settled in here. What do you think's in store for the Yankees?
Well, they're off to a good start thus far in this World Series. They
swing and a line drive. And Andrus able to get that one. And with a win here, Steve, that obviously gives them a little separation, gives them a little more leeway. Maybe they play even a little more relaxed.
And it gets them that much closer to the ultimate goal, the World Series championship.
Here's a swing and a liner to left center. And that's in there. The Marlins, their first man on. And the Yankees in the field. Here's a look at their defense. And how do you like who's out there, John?
Well, hitters know if they put something on the ground toward Elvis Andrus, they might as well run right back into the dugout. He has a strong arm. He has great range. He can run the ball down in the outfield on those shallow pop-ups. He can let the outfielders play deeper because he has such great range going back for balls. I mean, this guy's a complete player, and he's been to 2 world championships. You love having him on your team.
He's running towards second. Hit sharply towards the hole.
Well, he's been swinging the bat really well, and that's a 10-game hitting streak right now for him.
It's going to be Taylor. Runners on first and second with 1 out. That swung on, line towards the gap in left center. And it's through. Taylor a single. And he will score from second base.
Now he's surrendered 3 straight hits. He's got to bounce back and get this guy. He needs an out. Well, this is a critical moment in this game for young Phillip Hughes. He's in a real jam.
And he finds himself in an early pitching jam here, down by 1-2-1.
They have to limit the damage. And they have a chance to be all right. They just have to settle down and make good pitches.
Liner towards the hole. Oh, and he dropped it. Michael Morse looking to knock in a run. Runners at second and third and 2 down. Popped into foul territory down the left side. And the side's retired. Andrus catching it. They're off the field. And Josh Johnson is the pitcher. For Miami, he'll be starting. And Steve, what's he got in his mind now as he pitches against these Yankees?
Well, tough matchup for the hitter today with Josh Johnson on the mound. Very good at moving his fastball around the zone and commanding it inside, outside, up and down to lefties and righties. And he has the secondary pitches to get swings and misses.
How's he getting these first pitches across? Well, let's take a look.
He's got to go right at the hitters. And when he does, it leads to success. He's retired 7 hitters in this game after throwing a first pitch strike. They better be careful, Gary, with him on second base. He can run.
Oh, Taylor, here we go. There's a swing and a smash. 2 down. Runner on his way to third. There's the throw. And he is safe at third ahead of that play. Russell Martin at the plate, runner at third. Last time up, flew out. Kurt Suzuki will come up. He's going to come on as a pinch hitter.
They're going to go to the pinch hitter in this situation, trying to get that big hit to bring this runner home.
Suzuki, he'll make contact and will foul that pitch away. There's a swing and a drive, deep right field. Gardner will field. And that's going to do it in this half inning. He's got to work, and there's another. It's Hayes. Jesus Montero to lead it off. And here's a quick summary of how this guy's mixing up his pitches. How's he doing?
Well, one pitch we've seen a lot of is that four-seamer. Seems to me like he's relying on that weight.
He's in his sixth season. First pitch on the way. Swung on, line to right center field. Into the alleyway. He'll likely get extra bases on this. Pulls into second with that double, so he's in scoring position now with nobody out.
Well, what a great swing right there. And anytime you can put yourself in scoring position with no outs, you're looking for big things to happen.
It's going to be Taylor. Base hit his last time. That's one away. Davis headed for third. He throws. Not in time. He is safe, sliding into third. And Mayberry batting. He brings an 0 for 2 to the plate against Hughes.
Well, the cutter has been a very effective pitch.
This is swung on, lifted to deep right field. And it's up against the wall. He's going to try and test him here. And Davis is home.
A perfect situational hitting. This is exactly the time you want to go the other way.
And what we're talking about is taking the ball where it's pitched. It's outside, go the other way. And it's Michael Morris at the plate, one down. Steve, great determination by this offense. It looks like they may take charge of this ball game late.
Here, we just saw a big hit right there, and it points out how critical it is at this time of the game to have somebody who can step up and get the job done in a clutch situation. And now it comes down to, can their bullpen hold this lead?
And Suzuki's in the box. Well, working on the 0-1 count now. And look now at the pitch type. And the double steal is on. Drops down a bunt. He's up with it. Throw the first, gets him, and there are two down.
Well, that's some bunt right there. Moving up the base runners. Good execution, Jim.
That puts a couple in position to come across the plate. You talk about getting something done that matters. That's the case right there.
Now they're looking for the big hit.
It's Emos at the plate. Blew out last time. And we've got Asturis batting. 1 for 2 in the ballgame. Bases are loaded with 2 down. First, the runner's heading home. He bunts the ball, and he's up with it. And he throws on to first. That'll retire the side. And Phil Hughes heads in. Teixeira into the batter's box. He homered back in inning. Number 2. He'll lead off the 7th. The pitch. A swing line to left center. And he gets his first base hit. Boy, is he going to be happy to see that drought over with. This has been a tough game. And they're behind in this ball game, and by the looks of things, they got a starter out there who's tired.
There's no question about it. I think they have to strongly consider making a move.
A shot up the middle, and in there, second hit for him in the ball game in his fourth plate appearance.
Well, most hitters love that ball elevated so they can try to hit it out of the ballpark. But this is not one of these hitters. He loves the ball down in the strike zone. That's why he got that big knock right there.
Davis into the batter's box. He doubled and later scored in his last go-around to left center. And in there for a base hit. He's 3 for 4 today. And he's in there. Take the risk, and sometimes it pays off, and it does there.
Well, I tell you what, it's a risk. There's no question about it. He got in safely, but I have to consider whether it's a risk worth taking. Well, this is a critical moment in this game for young Phillip Hughes. He's in a real jam.
And now he's faced with 2 runners on and nobody out. How do you anticipate him playing this one?
Well, Gary, this late in the ball game, they can't afford to give up any more runs. They have to consider shifting the infield to keep the runs from scoring.
A swing, a ball hit high, deep into right field. Gone. That's good for 3. Gives his team a 5-run lead now with a big 3-run knock.
Marlins just keep on rolling, or should we say keep on swimming. This offense is rolling.
Here's the first pitch. Oh! That one goes foul. Steve, this lineup combined with their pitching right now in a position to be unstoppable.
Well, no question about it. In the other dugout, the managers
swung on and ripped towards second. This one beyond him. It's going to be extra bases. All the way to the wall. He's heading for third. The throw and safe, able to get in. Nice job on this. Hits the dirt, gets a triple.
A close one right there, Gary. Split second later, and he's out. No hesitation at all. He goes straight in. He's in there.
And he doesn't know where that throw is coming from when he's doing that, so he's just hoping he's ahead of it. Morse at the plate now.
Well, it's not surprising they're going to the bullpen now. I just thought maybe they waited a little bit too long. Should have gone and gotten him a little bit earlier.
Drew a walk his last time. He'll be seeking his first hit right here. Strike started off the at-bat 0-1.
The most
hit in the air to center field. And he gets through as Morse drives in a run. Morse trying to make more out of it. Oh, and a wild throw. And the throw. Uh-oh, here we go. And Suzuki's in the box. Just one player picking up after another, Steve. This is a good offensive show going on, and they're climbing the ladder with it. Hit on the ground, and he's up with it. Oh, and he is out. No luck getting out of that one. And there's 2, a double play. It's Emos at the plate. 0 for 2 thus far. Steve, let's take a look at his pitching performance.
You know, when he's throwing the ball down on the zone like this, these lefty hitters have to stay behind the ball to drive it. They just don't seem able to do that. They keep swinging and hitting the top part of the ball.
And he watches ball 2.
Trying to throw it in on the hitter's hands right here. Trying to get him to flinch and open up.
He sends this one in the air towards center. Now it's 2 down. Nunez at the plate. He flew out his last time up. A runner on first with 2 outs. Here's the first pitch. Line drive. That's foul towards first. Here's the pitch. Slider locked him up. He's behind 0-2.
The hitter's got to protect the outer part of the plate right here, down 0-2.
Quick check at first. They try and keep him close. That will do it. He just barely got back there. Fouled away. And that's another foul ball.
Well, you're told with an 0-2 count to spread out your stance and to choke up on the bat so you can put the ball in play. Better control of the bat. And that's what he did right there, that 0-2 pitch. Just barely getting enough of it to put it in foul territory so he can continue this at bat.
So they can't push any across here in this half of the. And we've got Asturis batting. He's going to get us started, 8th inning. Take a look down there in the bullpen. They've got a lefty up and throwing.
Well, I don't see him coming in just yet. I mean, with a righty in the on-deck circle, I don't think that's the matchup they want.
D'Antona gets called on to take over the mound duties. He's been chosen to take over out there. Plays off the curveball. Good pitch, though. 1-1.
Now throwing that curveball down and in. He changes speeds to get the hitter off balance, but that pitch down and inside can get hurt if he leaves it hanging over the plate.
2-1 now. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit. That should be a base hit.
Well, this is not what you imagine when you go out to make a pitching change. You bring a guy in from out of the bullpen, and the first hitter he faces, he serves up a hit. Let's see if he can get out of this.
Campillo at the plate. 0 for 1 thus far. Here's the first pitch. Line drive fouled off towards first. Here's the pitch. Good movement to that cutter, and he's in the hole now, 0-2.
Well, he's a very defensive hitter when the count gets to 0-2, so I'm going to try to get him to chase something out of the zone.
This one's grounded near third, foul. Swung, ground ball to short. He grabs it. But the throw is wide. He's in there at second. And he throws it away. Terrific opportunity right now for the Yankees. Here's an RBI chance for Brett Gardner. Batting .500 in 4 tries. Good chance for him here against the Marlins. Ready with a 1-0. And he looks at a fastball in there, 1-1.
Better to go after the fastball when the guy has quality secondary pitches. Even though it's down to the zone, you've got to swing at that.
Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Well, you have to be ready for something hard, and this guy wasn't anticipating it. That's why he was late on that 2-seam fastball.
Line fair down the line and right, and that's going to be another hit for them. And he scores. The throw, not in time, way ahead of that play.
You can't really blame the defense right there for him ending up on second base. And sometimes you have to just credit the hustle and aggressiveness of the base runner.
Doubles are always big. Steve, this is how you score runs. You get yourself in the scoring position, and he did it.
Well, you have to think double out of the batter's box. Good coaching on the bases and great effort by the batter. Excellent job.
Pitch on the way. Swings on the 0-1 pitch. Can't hit it. Strike 2.
Well, if you're going to get a good fastball, you better pull the trigger a little sooner. You can't be late on that heater.
The pitch. Ground ball, Andrus. Emus. Bad throw. The first runs in easily, and they managed to knock in 2 runs. Nunez at the plate. Well, at this point of the ball game, you got to get this run in.
Well, you have to take advantage of the opportunities. You need base runners. He'd love to trade spots with the base runner.
I think there's an issue of how much is left in his tank right here, so that bullpen's going to get active.
You know, it's still early in the game, though, so I'd be surprised if they make this move this early. They may just get him prepared in case they need to go there.
And Nick Hagedorn is the pitcher. He'll try to close this one out for Miami. He swings on that 0-0 delivery, misses the fastball. Strike one.
But, Gary, this is how you mount the comeback. Each inning, you get runners on and you find a way to score. They've been pecking away at this lead, now just down 3.
And it's fouled away. Spins, checks him at second. Has to dive, but he's back in there in time. The 1-2 pitch. Now a bouncing ball to short. And it's Torres picks it up in time for the up.
Well, he got him over. Not exactly the way you want to do it. You prefer you hit the ball to the right side, but at least able to advance the runner. Now on third base with less than 2 outs, a sac fly can score.
And it's Robinson Cano now. 5 hits, 21 ABs lifetime off the Marlins. And we've got Mason Tobin out on the mound as Miami brings him in to close. And Robinson Cano will go down swinging. That is strike 3.
Well, good sequence of pitches right there, using location and selection to get the strikeout. Everybody on the edge of their seat, a big opportunity and situation in this game, waiting to see what Jesus Montero does.
Last time up, flew out. 2 outs, a runner 90 feet from scoring at third. It's 0-1 as he swings and misses with that fastball. Pitch on the way. Here's a swing and a liner to left center. And that one's down, so the Yankees will get one.
Well, they're not out of this one yet. They're chipping away at this thing. Now just a 2-run margin. Let's see if they can keep it going.
Now Mark Teixeira. Got to call this promising if you're on the offensive side of it. It's an important part of the ball game. Get that ball game tied up and then move on.
A couple more base hits like that one, and they can continue to narrow this deficit. Down 2 right now, but they still have a shot.
Slurve that time, misses, and it's 2-1. If any lineup can do it, this is probably the one. We've seen this club come back in games before, and they're doing it again.
Well, they are, but they're running out of outs, so if they're going to do it, they better do it quickly.
That one is fouled off by Teixeira. He deals. Gave him a fastball that time, but it's outside. 3-2.
Well, they've got to be a little concerned out there in the field right now, Gary. I mean, this lead's been cut to 2 runs, so.
And swung on a playable fly ball for the final out. That's going to be a wrap. Final out of the ball game.
What a big win right here on the road, winning a playoff game. That's awfully tough to do and can go a long way to winning a series, Gary.
Well, it's that time again. How about we take a look at our player of the game?
Well, anytime you have 3 legs of the cycle, you know you've had a decent enough game to help your team win. Look, would he have loved to hit the triple to get the cycle, something that's rarely done in Major League Baseball? Sure he would. But I think if you ask him after the game, he's going to say, look, all I want.
And with this victory march today, they've overcome a very big hurdle, battling their way back into this series.
And Gary, I wouldn't be the least.
World Series Game 3. It'll be the New York Yankees taking on the Miami Marlins in Miami. The MLB only on 2K Sports.
And it's the start here of Game 3 of the World Series. Hi, everybody. We are ready to go with a tied at 1-1. Edwin Jackson, one of the game's most baffling for hitters when he's on. We'll see if he's on next. Great night for a baseball game as the Marlins get set to go. Starting pitcher, Jonathan Nees. And Steve, what's he got in his mind now as he pitches against these Yankees?
Well, Jonathan Nees on the mound, a guy who knows how to pitch, a feel for pitching, the ability to command the fastball and then rely on his off-speed stuff to get hitters out in front, not necessarily for a swing and a miss and a strikeout, but just hit the ball off center and let the defense get it done behind him.
Now, let's see what Don Mattingly's got in the lineup today. Now, John, anyone in particular we should keep an eye on?
Well, anytime you have a switch hitter in the lineup, it makes the manager's job so difficult to decide which pitcher to bring in to face this man in a key situation. That's what Mark Teixeira can do to the opposing manager. He puts a lot of fear in pitcher's heart because he's a 30-homer, 100 RBI guy every year.
And we've got Andrus batting. Steve, as these two teams settle in, let's take a look at it from the Marlins side.
Well, we've had quite an opening to the series, but we're no closer to deciding a champion than we were at the start. That doesn't mean we haven't seen some trends, some tendencies. The highlight tonight is quality starts. The team that gets the quality start will most likely win, particularly because they'll also have the rested bullpen.
And as Tourist loves that one. And those starters, they make a huge difference always, but especially so now. You can get 7 or 8 innings out of a starter, you're probably in great shape.
Well, not only for today, but it also rests the bullpen for the next game as well. So the quality start is critical.
Swung on by Bonifacio, and that is strike one. Hitting .250 lifetime against the Marlins. The pitch. And Emilio Bonifacio looks at that one for a ball. That will leave it up the count.
Well, that pitch right there, that change up away, if a guy's looking for it, that's a great pitch to be able to hit the other way with some power.
Watches that fastball go by, and now he's at 1-2.
On this 1-2 count, the batter has to protect the plate. The numbers indicate he's willing to chase if you throw it out of the zone.
Curveball. Ooh, where did that miss? 2-2. The 2-2. There's a swing. It's popped up. Out number 2. And we've got a brief moment now to see how Miami will shape up defensively. John, keeping an eye on anyone?
Well, athletic catchers to me have always been something I loved on a team. Kurt Suzuki is that guy. He's one of the more athletic catchers you're going to find. He can do a lot of things. He's very versatile behind the plate, and he's great at short hopping balls from outfielders or infielders to make tags on runners coming home. Kurt Suzuki can save some runs.
And we've got Montero batting.
The stats tell the story of the kind of success he's been having, picking up 15 hits in his last.
To be effective, you got to mix your. Pitch types and speed. Here's what we've seen from this pitcher today. What's your take, guys?
Well, when you're playing behind a guy, you love to see him mix up his pitches, change.
That one swung on, hit in the air, deep to left field. As he drops back and puts it away. And he holds the runner at second. And the throw, they apply the tag. He is out at third.
Gary, get a chance to look at this double play and the replay, and this is an outstanding effort to make the catch, get to the bag, and make the throw. That's a rally killer.
And that's going to deny the chance at a big inning here. It's going to be Taylor. No, I'll tell you, everybody, Steve, I think notices when he gets to the plate, the attention deficit disorder just sort of goes away. He swings now and really hit that. And Bonifacio's there. That's caught. Side is retired. So no runs on one hit and nobody left on. No runs yet for Miami. And if you're just joining in, Gary Thorne with Steve Phillips. And John Kruk bringing you Major League Baseball here on 2K Sports. Took a called third strike in his last time up. And we've got Chris Perez out on the mound. He's been chosen to take over out there. He has to back up for it. Comes away with the out.
Ninth inning, 1 out, World Series baseball. It doesn't get any better than this, Gary. You got a 2-run. What a big win right here on the road. Winning a playoff game. That's awfully tough to do and can go a long way to winning a series, Gary.
And now let's get a recap of an outstanding individual performance. He's our player of the game. Yep. And now we have a series as they come away.
World Series Game 4 coming up. Yankees baseball as New York goes up against the Miami Marlins. It's the MLB on
Here we go, Game 4, World Series. Great to have you with us. I'm Gary Thorne with Steve Phillips, John Kruk, 2K Sports Brink. Now, let's see what Don Mattingly's got in the line. And we've got Andrus batting. We're about ready to kick things off here, and he'll be receiving the first pitch of the game. What an explosive bat he's got. First one to Taylor. Here's the delivery. Fastball swung on and missed. 0-1. This is popped down the right field line. Should be room. And the side's retired. Teixeira catches it, comes in off the field. Nova, right now, he's pitching as well as he probably ever has. He's now the pitcher of record. He looks to keep the shutout intact. And the Yankees, it'll be their turn coming up. And it's no. Nova batting. Ground out victim last time through. They're trailing in this ball game right now, but they want to keep the options open. Two right-handers warming up.
Well, they have to bring somebody in who's not just coming in to get work, but let the guy come in and shut the door and try to give the offense a chance to come back.
How about a mound performance today, Steve?
You know, when he's throwing the ball down on his own like this, these lefty hitters have to stay behind the ball.
Swing, a high drive down the left field line. And it's gone. Miami takes the lead. This two-run homer, clutch piece of hitting.
Gary, the Marlins coming up huge right there, tying this thing up. Now they're in a position to take the lead with a clutch hit.
Kingray will be the pinch hitter.
Well, in this situation, coming into the game a little bit cold, you're going to do anything you can to get on base. You need base runners.
And he's on. That's the go-ahead run. He's trying for second.
Well, anytime you're sitting on the bench, it's hard to tell what a pitcher's really throwing unless you're getting in that batter's box. You come off the bench, very cold. Like he was and delivers, that is huge.
Velasco up now. We'll get his first look of the game here. It's Emos at the plate. He's going to come on as a pinch hitter.
Well, in a tie game, you have to make this move right now. Offense becomes critical, and then the bullpen's going to have to come in and get the job done as well.
Swing and a miss on the ball that was off the plate, 0-2.
Well, he doesn't like to mess around. You get 0-2 on him. He's coming in.
Andrew Oliver is going to be pitching. He's brought in to take over for the Marlins. And he needs to come through here with two down.
Infield got to play back in this situation and get the out at the easiest base.
He represents the potential tying run here in the bottom half of the last inning. Can he do it?
Well, for the pitcher,
here's a fly ball. Could be it. That's the last out. This ball game is now over.
A big road victory right here, Gary. In the postseason, they are tough to come by, but they were able to get it done here today. Let's see what it does for the series.
All right, here we go. It's that time. We're going to take a look now at our player of the game. And as they put the victory up in this one, they now sit enviably, we might add, just one win away from winning the series. It is Trophy. Now, let's see what Don Mattingly's. And we've got Andrus. Batting. Steve, let's talk quickly about the Marlins. What do you make of their chances here today?
Well, elimination is staring them right in the face. They can't play tentatively. When teams play not to lose, more often than not, they lose.
No doubt about that, Steve. But tentativeness is costly. You've got to go out there and lay it all down on the field right now and find a way.
They have to go out and make things happen. They can't wait for something to happen. Be aggressive. Try something different just to get that spark.
Hit hard to second. And he boots it. But he recovers in time, makes the play. Good work. Grimmage gets a turn here.
Gary, I think you're losing a little something here. I don't think this guy's nearly as solid defensively as the one he's replacing, so interesting move.
He singled in his last at bat. Trying again here, just 1 for 3 thus far. Well, working on the 0-1 count now.
That two-seam fastball away is just screaming to be hit.
Hit in the air to center field. 2 away.
Well, this ball is not the left fielder's play. He's got to back off and let the other guy take it. Luckily, they didn't have a collision.
2 outs in the box, Michael Morse. 2 for 8 lifetime batter against the Yankees. Chamberlain gets him to swing and miss for a strike. The pitch. A swing and a foul off to the right side. He'll start us out here in the last inning of regulation. No luck that time for Sanchez as he misses inside.
Pitchers have to throw strikes against this guy. He's willing to take pitches. The 1-0 count, and he tends to look at this one.
And Gardner watches that one. It's inside for a ball. Right, 2-1 pitches that sharp curve. That'll draw us even at 2.
2-2 count. You still have a pitch you can waste, and you can make one of those borderline strikes and see if you can get him to chase it.
Slider just about had him. 3-2 count.
A pitch like that just locks the hitter up when it's in on the hand.
And Brett Gardner swings right through that one. That's strike 3.
You've got to have better plate discipline than that. With 2 strikes, you need to be defensive and try to make contact. But when you get a fastball, you need to read whether it's
swing and a hot shot. Mayberry. 2 away.
2 outs here in the 9th, leading by a run. You've got to make a play. I mean, if you've got to dive, you've got to dive. But you cannot let them tie this game. Get dirty if you have to.
So with 2 outs in the inning, here's Jesus Montero. Called out on strikes in his last appearance. Strike started off the at-bat 0-1. That one's too low. Sanchez missing.
Now throwing that curveball down and in. He changes speeds to get the hitter off balance, but that pitch down and inside can get hurt if he leaves it hanging over the plate.
Swing and a miss. Jesus Montero not making contact to even the count.
Well, you see that pitch coming in, and it starts at the center of the plate, and all of a sudden, as soon as you start your swing,
fly ball. This may be the ball game. And you just saw it, folks. That's going to be the last play of this game.
What a huge, huge win this was. A must-win situation, and they got it done.
And it's that time in our broadcast where we bestow. There aren't a lot of these in sports, but this one.
sixth game of the World Series up next. We'll see the Miami Marlins as they play against the New York Yankees. And
We are getting ready for Game 6 of the World Series. Welcome, Gary Thorne with Steve Phillips and John Kruk. And here we go, maybe a trophy presentation. He goes to the mound in hopes of bringing his team a W. Phil Hughes has done that a lot of times before. Let's see if he chalks up a another one today. Team, here's the lineup for the Marlins. Scouting pick, John. Who are we looking at today?
But he can get lost in the shuffle of the team that he's on. But day in and day out, Ike Davis produces. A big guy. He's going to be a huge power guy once he learns the pitch.
And Ike Davis to lead it off.
Good things have been happening, and a terrific stretch he's on right now, going 18 for his last 41 at bats. They just cannot seem to keep him off base. He's tough at bats, fighting off good pitches, finding a way to get on.
Steve, you're going to like the odds right here. You get that base hit, and all of a sudden this game changes.
Now, if he hits one over the ball, too, it completely changes the complexion of this game.
They've had to battle back. Here's a chance to get the lead. And Suzuki in to score. Little warm-up action going in the bullpen. That's a right-hander up and throwing.
Well, they're going to wait for the right-handed hitter on deck to get announced, and then they'll probably make the move to the pen.
And Mayberry's batting, and he's got a shot here to give his club the lead. Just one swing could do it.
Well, this is what you're waiting for, this kind of opportunity to change the game, and your pitcher then can go out with much more confidence.
Phil Hughes delivers strike two. Let's see what he wants to do here. And Steve, he homered earlier in the ballgame.
A couple of productive at-bats so far in this one, despite the fact they're losing. The base hit, driving in run, Gary, then the home run as well. So he has swung the bat, done some damage.
He sends this one in the air towards center. And he's there to retire the side. And they've got the lead in this ball. Gardner at plate. 2 for 4 lifetime again.
He's a boatload of runs in this game, but his last walk was only his third walk so far today.
Base hit his last time. 2 down. Runners at first and second. Here's the first pitch. Swing, hot shot. And it is in there. That's going to bring the tying run to the plate. And Grudzelanic's home. And they will tag him out near the bag at first. So they score. It's Laird. At the plate. He'll lead it. Last time he walked. And then came around to score. And he's trying to gather his thoughts right now as he attempts to figure out what he wants to do and keep that lead.
Gary, the offense finally has a chance to tie this thing up. It takes one swing of the bat, and we're back to even.
Strike started off the at-bat 0-1. Kingray will be the pinch hitter.
They're going to go to the pinch hitter in this situation, trying to get that big hit to bring this runner home.
The pitch popped him up. And Cano, that's the second out of the inning. And they've got the lead in this ball game, and now they'll get 2 right-handers up in the pen.
I want to see if they can protect this lead, Gary. You don't ask your bullpen to win the game, but they have to hold the lead in this situation.
Grudzelanik at the plate. 0 for 2 thus far. And that's going to do it in this half inning. Well, you want to keep your options open, so as you look at the pen. And so Robinson Cano set to go. 2 for 2 in the game. Singled home a run in his last at bat. 1 on, 1 out. Here's the first pitch. Ground ball. And he boots it. But he recovers in time, makes the play. Good work.
Well, he gets the man over to third base, but with 2 outs now, it doesn't help much, but at least 90 feet closer to scoring.
Swinging a drive, deep left center. And that's going to do it in this half inning. Well, the guy on the mound looks pretty. It's Laird at the plate. He doubled and later scored in his last go-around. Now the first pitch. Now there's a swing. A ball hit high, deep into right field. And it's gone. Miami takes the lead. Great turnaround for them. A 2-run homer. They lead by 1.
Big inning for the Marlins right here. They needed this. They got it. And now they're going to see if they can't tack on some more runs. But Gary, you can look at it a couple ways. You can say, look, we've got the lead. Let's play for another.
There's a swing and a liner. And that's through a base hit.
Well, that's 3 consecutive hits he's given up. He can't be out of gas yet. He just has to bear down and get somebody out. They don't want to go to the bullpen this early in the game.
Rudsolanic up at the plate.
Well, this isn't a save opportunity, but they're going to go to the closer anyways. They need to stay in this game. Well, what better way to do it than bringing your best guy out of the pen? He'll get it done.
Oh, both runners on the move. Oh, he has thrown it away, safe all around. Oh, and they succeed on it. That's a double steal. Nice play. Swing and a miss on the slider. 1 out.
Now, 2 strikes. You have to try to fight off this pitch. You have to think away and adjust in. They went away, but he couldn't make contact.
And here is Michael Morse. And Miami with another big chance. 0-1. Chamberlain kicks and delivers. And Michael Morse looks at that one, a ball. That'll even the count.
Trying to get the ground ball out. You throw that 2-seam fastball away from the.
That one's drilled to short. Gets one. And he's going to hang on to it. No relay. So they will not get the double play. McGill. Bilberry now digging a hole as he comes to the plate. He bounced out his last time. That will bring up Russell Martin. He'll be the pinch hitter.
With 2 runners on base and a chance for a big inning, they're going to the pinch hitter, trying to see if they can't generate some offense this inning.
Chamberlain with the delivery. Hit in the air to center field. And it's in there. Miami will score here. And another run comes through.
Well, that's another insurance run for them right there. And now a little more breathing room as they head to the bottom of the 9th.
Davis into the batter's box. And they've not had to struggle here at the plate in this game. They just keep building on this lead.
No, he didn't miss out on that.
Hit on the ground. Laird. He'll throw on to first, and that'll do it for this half inning. They strike for 4 runs, and they move back on. Leadoff hitter. Elvis Andrus hitting just 120 lifetime against the Marlins.
There's really no explanation.
Ground ball towards the second baseman. And that'll retire Andrus. Nunez at the plate. Drove in a run earlier in the game. There's a slurve in there for strike 1.
Oh, he has great rotation on his breaking ball right here, and he hits the perfect spot. The hitter just gave up on him.
Called strike on a fastball, and it's 0-2.
Well, he's a very defensive hitter when the count gets to 0-2, so I'm going to try to get him to chase something out of the zone.
Ball! Tried to get him to go after that slurve, but it's 1-2.
Gary, he's a very aggressive hitter on a 1-2 count. He's going to swing at that borderline pitch, so I'm going to try to expand the strike zone right here.
Down on strikes there. Nice piece of pitching work.
Gary, he delivers a changeup on this one. Gary, that's a great pitch right there. Great command and control, hitting his spot down and in. That makes it real tough on the hitter.
Cano at the plate. He's a perfect 3 for 3 in the ballgame. There's a swing and a line drive, and that'll put Cano on first.
Well, he just continues to swing a hot bat in this one. Is that 4 hits for him now? Yes, it is.
So here is Jesus Montero. And starts him out here. Swing, shoots this one towards the gap, right center. That gets down. The tying run coming up. The throw. Just kind of lean in, Steve, and slap that thing the other way on that kind of pitch.
Well, you can't pull that pitch. If you do, it's going to be a ground ball to short. You want to punch it to right field. He's one of the best at doing it.
And it's Mark Teixeira now. Grounded out his last time through. Ball 1 to begin this at bat, 1-0.
Oh, it's a good pitch there. Tried to get him to chase it out of the zone. He just laid off.
The pitch. That one is fouled off by Teixeira. And Mark Teixeira watches that one go by. That'll even up the count. Change up just about had him, but it's full now.
Well, he tried to change up right there, but it just stayed down and off the plate.
That one hit fly ball. This may be the ball game. And you just saw it, folks. That's going to be the last play of this game.
Facing elimination on the road, a very difficult task, but they got it done. They stepped up, they get the win, and they live to play another one, Gary. So All
right, let's do it. Here's our player of the game, Russell Martin. He stepped up today when needed.
You know, most of the time the 9th spot in your order is occupied by a great defender, but in this game today, the number 9 hitter was the reason why this team won the game. His hitting was key to victory, and he gets our nod for that.
And they have done it. They have battled back, tied the series. Now there's one left.
And as youngsters, each one of these players thought to themselves about playing in a game just like they face tomorrow. They've got a chance of being a hero.
So for Steve Phillips and John Kruk, I'm Gary Thorne. Thank you.